Pick Six brought to you by Davidson's Liquors. Let me set it up this way, Woody. There's a sports book in Vegas, pretty famous sports book called Westgate. And after the draft, in the last 24 hours...
Some gambling problems?
No.
You said it's Westgate.
That's what it's called, Westgate, all right?
Everything attached to gate has some sort of
so the
issue with it.
Super Bowl odds, since the draft is over, the top teams are the Seahawks at 5-1, the Patriots at 7-1, the Packers at 6-1, the Broncos and Cowboys are tied at 14-1, and then the Eagles at 20-1. Our pick six today is, who do you think the top six teams are who should have the best odds to win the Super Bowl? 2-minute warning. Woody,
good, because I didn't quite understand the question, but I think
best six teams in the NFL. Who do you think the best six teams in the NFL are?
That's a different thing from what the odds should be, because let me explain to you before we go into it, or else while I'm doing it. Colts, a lot of people think had a great draft. They didn't address their needs on defense, but they got a really good wide receiver. They got a couple offensive linemen. So the Colts should be in the mix. That's what I think. Number 5 would be the Cowboys. That's where I was going with it. If your question is who should have the best odds, the Cowboys are always going to have better odds because people bet on the Cowboys.
Right. They're
and
still
so
America's
their odds
team.
are always, I would never bet on the Cowboys because the line is never right, because it's always like 2 or 3 points off, because those people from Texas, all cattle, no hat.
Yeah.
All hat, no cattle.
And when people put money, if you don't understand how the betting works, the more money that's put on the team, money changes the odds. Money dictates the odds.
Number 4 would be, I think, the New England Patriots. I don't think they're as good as they were last year.
What if Tom Brady's suspended for 4 to 8 games?
Or a season.
Or a season because of Deflategate.
Yeah, so when I did this, I didn't know about that because it came out right before we went on the air, basically. But people would think they'd be number 2, but no, I don't. My odds wouldn't be as good. I don't think they're going to do it again this year. So 3 would be somebody that everybody's familiar with here, the Broncos. I don't have to put Denver in front of them because I think people know. The Broncos, I think, are the 3rd best team right now. After the draft, everything considered, I think they're number 3 at this point in time. Number 2, Green Bay. I think Green Bay's going to be great. I think Green Bay's going to be in the Super Bowl. I thought that last year, but they had some more injury issues, which they've had in the last 2 years. Aaron Rodgers 2 years ago. Packers they've done it the right way. They got the right people. I like the Packers. Seattle is number 1. I'll go ahead and beat it. You have to put Seattle number 1.
Well, wait a second. You just said you thought Green Bay would be in the Super Bowl. That means they're going to get past Seattle in the NFC.
But it's odds. What should the odds be? I'm saying Green Bay is going to the Super Bowl, but Seattle is going to would have the best odds because they've won one Super Bowl. They should have won the other one. They have not really. They've lost a few players. They didn't draft. I brought up about the guy. They drafted a 34-year-old long snapper. So, yours.
All right. Those are Woody's pick six. Here are my pick six brought to you by Davidson's Liquors.
Now it's changed again. Super Bowl favorites. So
my number 6 is Arizona.
I'm answering like 4 different questions there.
I'm not a big fan of Carson Palmer, but he is healthy. He is a decent quarterback. They drafted a running back. I think his name is David Johnson, who's going to give them a lot of help, and they do have a good defense. So they still have Larry Fitzgerald out wide. So I like Arizona to make some noise next year. Number 5, Indianapolis, and I'm with you. Great quarterback, really good offensively, but they didn't address their defensive needs, and I don't understand that. And we're finding out here the defense has got to be really good if you want to get to and win a Super Bowl. Number 4, Denver.
I had Denver.
You had them 3. What I don't get, everybody's poo-pooing Denver because they remember what Peyton looked like at the end of the year, and they lost a playoff game at home. Again, it's a team with 10 Pro Bowl players, and the quarterback is healthy now. And they just brought in they're about to bring in a pass rusher, Shane Ray, who's going to really help that defense attack. Number 3, New England. Now, I'm with you.
Just flip-flop.
They lost their 2 starting corners, Revis and Browner.
And the third.
Yeah.
They just released.
Yeah, that's
their third
Denard. Yeah,
quarterback.
that's significant. And if they're hit with the Tom Brady suspension, and I believe they could be, they're dropping precipitously for me. Number 2,
When was the last time they were in the playoffs?
New England. The last time they weren't in the playoffs?
We're not.
Oh, God, they've won the AFC East for about 100 years in a row,
But,
haven't
well,
they?
to speed it
16,
up,
17 years?
When
Before
Matt
Brady.
No, when Matt Castle took over.
Oh,
because
that's right, when Brady
injured.
was out.
So,
And they still had a winning record that year.
11-5. But I'm saying to you, to back up your contention, that if Brady's suspended for, say, 6 games, let's just say 6 games,
Yeah.
that's probably 6 games they're going to have problems with because their backup quarterback's who?
Garoppolo?
Yeah. Would you think he'd win
No.
4 or 5 games?
No.
Not with a team that's not very good, really.
I like Green Bay as much as you do. I think they're just a well-run organization with the best quarterback in the game. They're a really good team. And Seattle.
So you and I agree. Basically, we flip-flopped
Pretty much.
New England and
Pretty much.
and the Broncos, and you had Arizona and I had Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because I thought the question was about who should have the best odds, and they should have the best odds because people bet on them. So,
Pick 6, sponsored by Davidson's Liquors. Fans of the sports show, this very show, can get $10 off any online order of $50 or more at davidsonsdenver.com. You have to use the promo code SPORTSHOW10, the number 10. Don't spell it out, TEN. SportsShow10. The offer is good for online orders only. And your order can be delivered. They'll deliver to you. Or you can pick it up in the store. And it's only available at davidsonsdenver.com. So again, use the coupon code SPORTSHOW10.